y'all, it's your host, Tori Kruse. Welcome to Talk Y'all to Me, your red carpet insider, your friend behind the mic, and the girl behind the scenes connecting fans, artists, and stories that matter. Most of all, a lover of real, honest conversations. Here on Talk Y'all to Me, we pull back the curtain with country artists, industry insiders, faith-forward creators, and everyday leaders, talking about what it really takes to show up, lead with heart, and stay true to you. So whether you're figuring it out, think you've already got it figured out, or if you're just here to learn from the best and keep a pulse on the country scene, this is your spot. So lean in, turn it up, and let's talk, y'all. Hey, y'all, welcome back to Talk Y'all to Me. I'm your host, Tori Kruse, and today I have a very special guest. I'm sitting down with Chris Conrad. He is the owner and founder of Republic Boot Company out of Houston, Texas, and a little expansion up into Texas Hill Country. Not a little expansion, quite a big expansion, but we're so excited to have an amazing conversation today. All things customized boots, castles in Texas Hill Country, and so much more. So without further ado, Talk Y'all to Me, Chris Conrad.
Thank you, Tori. Good to meet you.
You know, as I'm looking at this Republic Boot Company down in Houston, what you have created is not even a retail store. I mean, this is an entire experience. Walk us through when somebody walks through that door at Republic Boot Company, what is that first feeling that you want somebody to experience?
Ooh, yes, of course, the Texas experience, as you said, I mean, that's what we're all about. And I can kind of get in the backstory of why that is. You know, I'm a very proud Texan. I've traveled. I've been abroad for the majority of my life. You know, I'm a fifth generation Texan, but I can see that perspective of what people need to see. But I'm always about, you know, the creativity and blending, of course, that experience, the smells, that, you know, the honky-tonk feel, but that exclusive, you know, Western chic kind of thing. But we're so all these kind of things put together. But of course, having real Texas products here where people can see them being made. So it's sensory overload, but I think we are definitely the most Texas place in Houston, or even in Texas, but definitely Houston.
Yeah, I think anywhere. I mean, you walk in there and I mean, you have the customized boots, you have live music, you can pour yourself, you know, a drink or have a beer as you go through, and then you even have a hat bar in the back, right? So
That's all right, yeah.
all of this encompasses, I mean, you could spend hours at your store.
And again, this is in a over 100-year-old building, so we're in the Heights, and my great grandfather was in here, one of the first people to settle the Heights. So my great grandfather, my grandfather, my dad, they were all here building roads with mules, like way back in the 1890s. And so the feel of the building itself, that we were able to acquire this building last year, and then expanding into it. And yeah, it's a complete sensory overload, but it's that experience of the handmade music. We have some handmade drink as well. We got some bourbons and things like that. Of course, the wine, we'll get into that. And of course, the handmade products, the leather goods, the boots, all of that. It's awesome.
What does that mean to you to not only carry on the Texas culture and heritage, but also just generationally throughout your family?
Oh, it's a dream come true, really. I mean, so I've been in the corporate world for a long time, you know. So I just retired from Chevron last year. So I've been traveling. That's what took me around the world and seeing all that. But to really kind of embrace the passion of keeping this thing alive, the cowboy boot, the experience, the Texas thing that we have here is it makes me very proud. And again, the fact that we can also give back to our community, faith-based organizations, conservation for Ducks Unlimited or CCA, these things. I'm just very humbled that we can do this. We have an incredible team. So it's not just about, of course, me. I didn't call this Chris Conrad Boot Company. It's Republic. It means our people of Texas. So I'm beyond humbled to do this.
Now, give us that vision of when you started this and have really expanded and grown this vision. What did you set out to create from the very beginning?
So when I was really young, you know, I was when USSR was breaking apart. I was like 15 years old. I was over there in Russia. I was kind of this ambassador program, but it changed my life forever. I was like, wow, I really got to see the world. It's different. You know, Russia is different than Houston, Texas. And I'm kind of like the Anthony Bourdain of like boot world, because I was like, I just want to travel and see and kind of get the backstory. And through that experience, I could see, I could have a better perspective of Texas and what people love, and because we have a great brand of Texas around the world. Everywhere I go, oh, Texas, tell me about the details. If I'm in Japan or Korea or China or Australia or of course Italy, I'm having to be the ambassador. I'm having to go so I had to learn a lot about the history of Texas, but I was also kind of absorbing their culture and what makes the Italian special or the Japanese their things. And so I really wanted to make sure that when people come into this, be it a local person from Houston or somebody from Norway, that they can get that full, true Texas experience, not fake. Like we're making stuff. We're having true singer-songwriter, honky-tonk artists on stage. So everything that we do is real. And I think people really have gravitated towards that.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Because you see a lot of the commercialized, retail stores or even boot stores to then commercialized concerts, even into like walk into your store and be able to experience the roots of Texas. I mean, I think that's what everybody dreams of. If there's somebody traveling in, from New York coming to Texas, I mean, that's where they want to go. They want to go where the real culture lies. And so that vision that you've created and made, come to life is pretty incredible. Now I know you have the craftsmen in your actual store creating the boots. I want to really like unfold this experience for our listeners in the sense of when they walk in, they're like, hey, Chris, or, the sales associate or whoever is working in there. Hey, I want to create, some boots for, let's say, the Houston Rodeo, or maybe it's a political figure and they want to create some customized boots. Walk us through those steps of what it's like creating, those custom boots.
I mean, that's what we're known for. We're one of the top, custom boot companies in the world now. We've kind of really grown this thing over the past 15 years. But really, the past, I think, 4 years, we've really kind of expanded everything. But we are focused on custom boots. When you walk in, people are a bit overwhelmed. Like, what is this place? Because you have somebody on stage singing. Like, is this a honky-tonk? Is this a bar? No, we have some handcrafted stuff. But so inside the store, as you kind of come in, we've got other products as well. So we focus them towards customs because that's what we're known for. But we know that, Houston Rodeo, our custom boots take about a year to make. We have a lot of boots on the shelf that we create like the customs, but we make them in batches, and so they can get the stock boots. But the true experience is to go through the custom boot process. And as you said, we're making stuff in front of you. It's not hidden behind some type of wall or some type of curtain back there. It's right in front of you. So we have guys tooling, which means you're carving and painting and dyeing and creating art pieces for the boots. And then all of our sales associates, I hate to even say like sales associates or retail. I'm not a retail guy. Like I can't stand it. We're more of like the artisans helping you create your dream. So we bring you into the back of the shop, explain the process. This is how we create the mold. It's called a boot last, and that we keep the details of that forever. So when you get measured up and all of that, my boots fit great. Then you get the black pair and the brown pair because it fits perfect. We explain how that process is, and depending on the person, we can really kind of nerd out, go deep into the technological aspects of the leathers themselves, the irons and the insoles and outsoles and veg tan and all of that. So we can go as deep as possible into that. But overall, we show them that whole design process, the manufacturing process, and then how the fit is supposed to feel. And so it's a very, very cool thing. And then we bring them, maybe have a drink, maybe a glass of wine or whatever, or water. And we go through and kind of match up. What are you trying to get what are these boots for? Are they for a fancy event? Is this to kick around? Are you going to beat them up? Are you going to be fragile with them? People get buried in their boots. People get married in their boots. Yeah. People get retired. And so it's all of this incredible backstory about why they're getting their boots, or maybe even their grandfather passed away and we're going to recraft his boots to fit you, which is what we do. Or we do gator hunts. So we'll take you on the gator hunt in September. And so we start designing and creating that whole thing here in Anahuac in Texas. We do all of that. So it's incredible. It just depends on what they're looking for, but a lot of people are overwhelmed, but then we make you more comfortable to kind of guide you home.
Oh my goodness. You even have events, you have the gator hunts. Who can say that they actually like picked out the gator on their cowboy boots? I don't think very many people can.
It's very cool. I mean, and that's the thing is that I'm I'm a very creative guy, but I'm also like a very engineer. Again, I was an oil and gas engineer for, whatever, 25 years. So I get the systems and processes down there, but I'm very about like making sure that we can capture all the details and start like in the supply chain as well. Like we have our own tannery, our own crocodile farms. So we start that process. Like we are in the background working to get the product as fast as possible with the highest quality and exactly what you want.
It sounds like you have a lot of vertical integration between, all like you have your own farms for, the crocodile, for the gator you're going on these gator hunts. How has that really helped your business, just from like a supply standpoint?
Yes, so I'm a big supply chain guy, right? So we're not that. So in the world of custom boots, we're one of the leaders. But that's a smaller section of like the bigger stock boots, meaning stock like Lucchese's and Justin's and Toy Llamas, and that go through these distribution places like Cavender's or Boot Barn. They're all great. We don't knock anybody. It's just a different animal, but they have a lot more buying power, right? So they can go to the market, and they're multi whatever billion-dollar company, and they can take a lot of these gators off the market. So we were finding that early on that we need the best quality stuff, and so because we have our own tanneries now, we go on these gator hunts or we get excess gator tags hunted out of Louisiana or Texas, we can tan those in our tanneries and have the supply of the top quality American alligator. Or of course our crocodile farms, we use a Moraletti crocodile that we have thousands of these things that I use through the stock boots. So it's supply, making sure that we have that adequate amount of supply, and of course the quality aspect of it. And of course, we're trying to bring our prices down because those things, we have the Hermes bag crocodile farms. Those bags go for like $300,000, right? So of course our boots don't, but it's the top quality stuff. So I'm trying to reduce the prices so we can have just great product. And well, I'm not relying on some distribution model for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just from top to bottom, it sounds like the whole experience is custom, and it's first class. I mean, you're going on these can you peel back the curtain for us? I've never been on a crocodile hunt. I've never been on a gator hunt. If I was a betting woman, I would venture to say most people listening to this podcast right now are not hunters, if they're women, but maybe the men listening to it are. But maybe you've never been on a crocodile or a gator hunt. That's a whole new level of hunting. What is that like? Can you give us a little peek behind the curtain?
It's a bit sketchy just because you kind of see them and they're in the water and it's like, oh my God, they're like all in your. I had no idea, like in Anahuac, which from Houston, it's only less than an hour away. There's so many giant alligators there. So I mean, they're in there, but in Texas law, we have to bait them. So we do bait them and hook them. Then we got to bring them up, and it's a bit sketchy because it's this is the swamp. So you don't know if it's right there, if it's down over here, if it's right underneath the boat, but we pull them up and we shoot them in the head, and hopefully that they're dispatched so we can tan the hides and such. So yeah, and yeah, it's a bit crazy, but it's fun. The thing it's a great experience. We have the boat, we have airboats as well. We hunt everywhere from Anahuac. We can go all the way to the Louisiana border with our tags, and it can be a full experience of going through the swamp, staying overnight, having a guy playing guitar that night, and the barbecue, and you wake up with your friends, and we get on the boat, and girls and guys, we get them all, and they again, like as you said, to explain, like I had these boots and I shot this alligator and I was with my dad or my coworker or whatever. It's just a great overall story that you can keep on your feet for the rest of your life. It's awesome. And we had Tony Busby and all his sons. We've got the next one. We got like Rick Perry and Clay Walker and Marcus Luttrell all signed up for this great experience because it's so unique, and they can. And then they come here to the boot shop and they're designing and they're doing the whole thing. So it's a top to bottom, just a very cool experience that nobody's doing. This thing went viral. Like this has kind of been out there for a bit, but when we put it out there that we're doing this, I have people flying in from Canada. They're like, oh my, for us, it's kind of normal, right? Because we have alligators and crocodiles. For them, they're just mind blown that we're doing this. But we've created some incredible boots.
Hey, y'all, quick pause for something important. If you're connecting with this conversation, you will love my new book, Unexpected. It's filled with the stories, lessons, and mindset shifts that help me grow through some of the toughest and, quite frankly, most unexpected seasons of my life. My hope is that it inspires you to keep going even when the path doesn't look the way you imagined. You can get your copy now at torikruse.com. Now, let's jump back into the episode.
from
Have
it.
you ever had a couple do their honeymoon trip on a gator hunt?
Ooh, we just started this, so not yet. That's next.
I feel like that might be a really good story that you need to film. And then, I mean, how incredible would that be? I mean, I just can't even imagine. It's like you're walking around, you're getting compliments left and right on these boots, and you actually were the one who went and hunted this gator. I mean, this is like
Yes.
mind blowing to me. Like you said, it's normal for you, but to me, I'm like, this is the coolest concept ever. And yeah, I feel like you need to be on like National Geographic or something if you haven't yet. Um,
Yeah, no,
this is pretty
it's
cool.
cool. We're trying to up the game, right? Again, trying to do some more things with that full experience, overnight stays, and all that. So I just started this last year with this
Okay.
gator hunt. So with this year is already booking up. So it's only through September 11th through 30th is the
Oh
season. So
wow.
it's a pretty short season, and we have only so many boats and so many tags. It's very regulated through the Endangered Species Act. CITES is what it's called. So we got to be very careful in how we do it, but it's awesome. You got to come
That
out,
is
Tori.
so cool. I might sometime. I have to overcome my fear of gators being that close to me,
It's
but
yeah.
we might take a talk y'all to me episode on a gator hunt and see what happens to this sucker.
That's so awesome.
That'd be pretty fun. But what like overarching thing that I keep hearing you say, and not in these words, but overall is like you like gather and connect people wherever you are, whether that's at Republic Boot Company or on these gator hunts or at this castle that is this beautiful new expansion that you just have. You're gathering and connecting people all of the time. Where did that come from? Did that come from your grandparents? Did that come from your family? Give us a inside scoop of where that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I would say, my mom is a very creative person. She's an architect, interior designer. So I've always kind of grown up around that kind of fun, creative side. My dad's engineer, so I think I have a pretty good mix of both things. But really, the travel and the experiences and meeting those different people, I was like, you can't just have the product. You need to have the overall thing. When I started this because I was like, Texas or definitely Houston needs something that's authentic. We talked about throwaway culture, that kind of Amazon, get it tomorrow, and commodity kind of throw it away, buy another kind of thing. I was trying to change the dynamic, and early days I kind of realized there's something to that because people gravitate towards the experience associated with the great product. You got to have both things. So when I started this, I liquidated my entire 401k about 15 years ago and just said, look, I'm going to bet on myself. I'm not going to bet on stock market or this retirement plans. Let's do something very cool. And it was very hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. If I would put my energy into like selling piping and all this kind of stuff, I would be probably a millionaire, many times over because this business is you got to have that experience, you got to have the product, you got to have the systems and processes, and it's got to fit just right, all of that. But when we started it in Katy, we had live music. I had, a few beers, like just giving away, and people were just a gathering place. It wasn't a bar, it wasn't a restaurant, it was something different. And I was like, man, people really gravitate towards just that social aspect of it. And so I've always had that from the very beginning and trying to up the game. We had the small store in Katy, and then we had another small store in Austin. I learned a lot from that. This is a different crowd. I mean, we had people like on a horse singing inside of the store, just blowing people's minds. Like these Norwegian tourists, like, what in the world? You're singing on a horse? And I was like, this is what they think we do. Let's just do it. And so I'm not doing that here. I'm doing something a little bit, like that. Even now as we speak, we have groups of people just enjoying our boardroom and the authentic Texas experience. We're training them or showing them exactly how everything's kind of put together from a boot. So it's a long-winded way of saying that it's very important for people to connect that experiential time inside the store, along with understanding the educational aspects of the boot and stuff like that.
Yeah, you give a whole full circle of Texas. I mean, it's just stamped with Texas all over. And like you said, that's what people, that's the number one story that all the Norwegians that you were talking about went home and told was the
Mm,
experience that happened at Republic Boot Company. Now, we have to dive into something I'm so excited about, and I know you are too,
yeah.
is your new expansion in Texas Hill Country. Tell everybody about this, a beautiful new castle.
So it's I'm just kind of again very humbled the fact that we got this thing right. People are like, "What are you doing in a castle?" Right? But I've probably been in more real castles than anybody. I lived in Italy in front of a castle. I learned everything about wine. I was kind of into the wine even before I started the boot company, just because I'm a pretty creative guy, but I'm just fascinated the fact that you can create like this varietal of grape tastes different than this varietal of grape that's made in the winery next door. What's happening? It depends on all these different factors, but then you create something that people really enjoy. I thought that was fascinating. At the same time, I realized that my father was a big hunter in the hill country. We'd be in Fredericksburg, and that's the perfect sandy loam, temperate environment. Going back 15 years when it was a very kind of small growing thing, but even early German settlers in the area, like John Moosbach, which started New Braunfels in Fredericksburg, set up in a ranch that we hunted on. There's these giant vines growing over 150 years old, and they were experimenting because that was a perfect deal. So kind of blending all this up, I said, man, that'd be great if we did something here. So all of these things together, right? As we are creative and we build this Texas experience, especially in the Houston store, I realized that we have a lot of alcohol flowing and stuff like that because it's part of the thing. People are enjoying themselves, listening to the music and designing their boots. We're giving away wine and stuff. I was like, it all kind of blends together. And I really wanted a place in Fredericksburg. And honestly, it's very crowded. And I realized from the place that we have here in the Heights that we need to expand a little bit because we're more of like events and all of this. We do like mechanical bulls outside, and all of these different events. I I needed to make sure that we could do that there and everything. I didn't need walking traffic down Main Street. It's fantastic, it's great, but I didn't need that. Learning from our experience in the Heights, we were going to build something around Fredericksburg. I was like, we need some space. And then at the same as we're looking at this over the past couple of years, this castle comes about. I'm like, what's going? I saw it being built, 5 years ago. It's not that old, and I was like, actually, that could work. That can absolutely work on what we're trying to do because I can make this thing with the elegance and the thing we're doing here in Houston. We can do it there. Plus, we can add the creative wine element to it. And so we have 37 acres out there, and the bones were great. The people that were there that owned it, they were just like, look, I want to travel. I love wine. Business is hard. Yeah, it is hard. Running a business is difficult. Even if you have all the money, it's not just enjoying wine. It's creating something that we have here, this business, and then transferring it over there. So, got the castle, locked it down. I mean, a month ago, something like this, and just been up there grinding, making it beautiful. So we've gutted the interior and made it so as you walk in, it's going to be like you're walking into Dutton's, like in Yellowstone's like house. It's like stone and wood, and like we have antler chandeliers that we just put up like yesterday.
Wow.
And then you're gonna have like this beautiful center bar where you're gonna have all of our handcrafted Texas wines, 100% Texas, Tempranillo, Sangioveses, Petit Syrahs, and some white wines as well. But I'm passionate about the creativity and the wine aspect, and we've working with some of the best consultants in the world to create just awesome wines. The labels are going to be with the shape kind of the Alamo, with the feel of old Republic of Texas money. And so just the elegance of the bottles, the elegance of the thing blended with a great experience inside. And then over time, we have the best sunsets. We're on top of a hill looking right towards Fredericksburg. And it's just this beautiful ball, this orange, yellow, and I got cows out there and get horses. And it's super. I can go on for. We've got like a hotel aspect with 14 rooms. We're going to put cabins around the thing to create. And we have like a little Lukenbach honky-tonk that's attached to it. But the elegance of the castle, where you walk through that and then eventually walk down into a market area that I'd love to do, like German Christmas markets and weddings and things like this. It's Tori, I'm telling you, it's going to be very, very epic. And you have a huge Texas flag out there. All these things.
Of course.
You got to,
you have to.
It's the castle of Texas. Yeah.
Oh my God. I literally have the goosebumps right now as you're describing all this. Like this whole vision is just incredible. I mean, it's truly remarkable, and I cannot wait to get out to the castle. I know I was just telling you off camera, I'm like, I have to get out there for this grand opening. And you said it's already, you know, you're still open through all the remodels and all of that. Now you said there is a hotel going up, so it's a destination place where you're going to be able to also stay. Now, is the hotel aspect open yet?
It's open. I mean, so the hotel never closed really.
Okay.
But we're going to remodel it a bit. I mean, they kind of had a Hollywood vibe. For me, it didn't really fit the castle in the hill country kind of feel. So we're going to make it like the Presidio, like Presidio La Bahia, like old Texas kind of feel. The rooms are going to be elegant and all possibly done with like Texas legends. Maybe the Willie Nelson room, maybe like a George Strait room and some Davy Crockett room, and kind of like make it very cool, like, and have a lot of memorabilia, some antiques inside there. But it's the bones of it are fantastic. There's a pool, there's a hot tub. It's all ready to rock. I mean, it's only 14 rooms. That's going to be the more exclusive thing. And then again, we're going to have like cabins, probably 15 cabins on the acreage around it, where you can take golf carts up, and maybe we have a Texas music festival. We have food trucks, and so you can just have an all-inclusive just hangout, just the ultimate Texas experience. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, I know y'all who are listening right now were like, this place is a dream come true. Sign me up. When can I go there? I know I'm in that boat. How can people find the castle over there in Hill Country?
So if they go on Google, you go to Republic Wine Castle is what we call it. Of course, if you go to our website, republicbootcompany.com, you can go and there's a wine castle link as well. So we're going to be updating all these things. It's very new. And then we'll have the Airbnb is going to be in all of those kinds of ways that you can rent the hotel. It's not a proper hotel. It's more of like an Airbnb kind of feel. So it's going to have a property management company that takes care of the hotel. That'll be ready to go in about May, June time. So the summer is going to be great to have a great family vacation out there. Kids are welcome, dogs, the whole thing. It's going to be awesome.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I think so. One of the things that I don't know if we mentioned here, but a part of the wine castle, which is super incredible and very unique, that sets it apart from anything else over there, is you can actually customize your boots there as well, correct?
Absolutely. So it's Republic Boot Company inside of this castle. I mean, we call it the wine castle. Got to keep wine in the name. I mean, I'm very passionate about the wine. It's going to be awesome. But you walk inside, and of course, we have this super awesome fitting chair. It's all done out of horn. It's called a Viking chair. These guys from Idaho built this thing and built the chandelier. You're designing your boots, you're drinking your wine, you're getting your hat. We're going to have a hat bar there too. So you can get customized hats, and you can get, branding and bedazzle it or whatever, as we do here in our shop. It's going to be a very similar feel. Of course, we're going to have stock boots and leather goods, and the whole Republic Boot Company, as you see it in Houston, will be there. We're not going to be manufacturing or making handcrafting a whole lot of stuff there, just because I have to control it in Houston, but we will be doing some leather tooling and stuff there. It's going to be great.
All right. Well, if you're listening to this and you didn't have a trip planned to Texas, I know you're already looking up flights as you're listening to this, because man, I mean, Chris, you are a visionary and an entrepreneur to the max. And I knew this conversation was going to be so good. And I just love hearing the passion behind, Texas, the generations that you've built throughout your family, and how you've continued all of this, and also just learning more about Republic Boot Company and how you connect people and bring people together for such an experience is really beautiful and super inspiring. So I'm so grateful for our time together today. I'm really excited to come down to your store in Houston, and then also experience the Republic Wine Castle as well. So thank you, Chris, for taking the time and sharing your heart, sharing your vision. I really appreciate it.
Can't wait for you guys to see it. It's going to be really, really great. Thank you.
It's going to be amazing. Well, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you all for tuning in to Talk Y'all to Me. I'm your host, Tori Kruse, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Talk Y'all to Me. If this episode encouraged you or reminded you of your calling, share it with someone who needs that same reminder today. Hit the follow button to subscribe so you don't miss what's next, and come hang out with me on social at official Tori Kruse. Keep shining, stay faithful, and keep talking, y'all.